Hello chess lovers, welcome to the new video. I have a special story to share. It's a milestone in my chess life, in my chess career. I don't, it's not a career since I'm not professional, but last night I played the Grandmaster. Yeah, a Grandmaster. He was rated 26-28 on Lee Chess. And we play the game. Yeah, I don't get to play Grandmasters very often. So I remember in classical chess, I played only one Grandmaster. It was the late Dragutin Shahovic from Yugoslavia, and he beat me. A few years later, he died. He was already a little bit old and maybe sick, and he was a really nice guy. I remember after the game, we had a conversation, and then because we went on a bus, on a public bus, he accompanied me and we talked. He was really nice, an amazing guy. But unfortunately, um, very soon after that meeting, he died. And then um, I played some blitz games live against some GMs. I lost all of them. Not too many, because I don't play many live events, especially Blitz live events. And online, I only played a handful of Grandmasters, and the only ones I recall, it's one guy. It's Gatakamsky. I played 2 games against Gatakamsky, and he just destroyed me. In the first game, it was like 20 moves, and second game like 25 moves. So in 2 games, I couldn't hold my own for 45 moves total. And basically, that's my experience. Maybe I played another GM, but I can't recall. I can't really recall. Yeah, I played a simultaneous exhibition when I was a kid, but that doesn't count, I think. So yesterday, I played the Grandmaster. I checked his profile. Uh, Apparently, he has become a coach in recent years, and maybe he doesn't play actively anymore. I don't know. He's 3 years younger than me, so he's 38. I'm 41, and his FIDE rating is 2450. So that shows that he already dropped his level. But on Lichess, he has 26-28, at least at the time of the game. That's the rating he had. And I checked. His peak rating was almost 2700 on Lichess, 2693. I don't know what happened yesterday. Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he was upset. Maybe he was tired. Maybe his kids were troubling him. Maybe he was on a phone call. I don't know. But he didn't play so well. And I won! I have beaten a Grandmaster for the first time in my life. It was not a spectacular game. I I don't know what to say. It's the game itself is nothing special, but for me it is special because this is the first time in my life that I had won against a GM. I messaged him after the game and I asked him if he's fine with me revealing the whole story on YouTube. He didn't reply, so I'm not gonna say his name. His name is there, but I'm not gonna say. Maybe the guy wants privacy. I don't know. I think I have every right to share this game and this story, but I'm gonna keep his name a secret. Some of you are my friends on Lichess, and you can find the info by checking my profile. But don't share it, please. Keep it a secret. Let's respect the fact that he didn't reply to my message, so probably he's not confident with me sharing this. But if I keep his name a secret, I think it's perfectly fine. So let's look at this game. Let's look at this historic game of mine. This is, I think, a big milestone in my life because to beat a Grandmaster, it's something special, at least for me. All right, let's look. So I was white, he was black, and I played the London system. I don't know much about London system, but I adopted it during my last league competition when I had terrible results with my regular repertoire. So I said, I'm just gonna play the London and just try to survive and try to outplay the opponent from an equal position or worse position. And I had some good results. Sorry. And let's look. So he took the King's Indian setup, and I had some trouble with this setup. Maybe London is not the best response to it, but anyway, let's just observe what happened. And in this last Blitz tournament against the FIDE Master, I played c4 in a similar position. Or maybe, yeah, he didn't play c5, but I put my pawn on c4 and I got in trouble. So this day, that is yesterday, I said, I'm just gonna play modestly. I'm just not gonna try for any advantage. I'm just gonna try to hold my position. So I played c3. I know it's a move of a weakling, but that was my strategy. I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait to see what he will come up with. And he took here and he put the knight on a nice square, accentualizing that I don't have the pawn here to control the square. It's logical. So I tucked back my bishop. He played e5, and this position I checked with an engine this exact moment, and the engine said that this was an inaccuracy. The engine says that this is an inaccuracy. I have to be honest, I don't know why. So I looked at this position for several minutes. I was thinking, and I still don't understand why is this a bad move. It's not like a blunder or anything, but it's an inaccuracy that gives black some advantage. It's just beyond my level. I'm sorry, that's the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, and this is one of those times. So now he's slightly better. So I went knight a3, bishop e6, bishop c4, knight c7. Now I thought, oh my god, gonna get to an endgame, because what I noticed over the last several months, I played many FIDE masters and international masters, and in the middle game I would usually lose, but in all the games, and I am gonna repeat this, in all the games I played against these guys, if we have gotten to an endgame, they had trouble. So for some reason, IMs and FMs suck at endgame. I don't know why, but I'm not a marvelous endgame player, because when I turn on the analysis after the game, I make mistakes. But they do too, and they usually make more mistakes than I do. So probably my endgame play is nothing terrific, but it's decent. But for some reason, many FMs and IMs play the endgame terribly. That's my experience, at least in these fast control games. So I thought to myself, oh my god, I'm gonna get a chance to play an endgame against a GM, and I can test if he is any better than those FMs and IMs that had lost against me in those endgames, equal endgames, or even better endgames for them, but they just lose. I don't know how, they just lose. So I could exchange now, but I don't want to give him the file, so I postponed it. I thought that maybe this endgame is inevitable eventually. An interesting move, f6, um, reminding me, that my bishop on h2 is kind of a piece that has lost the goal in its life. it is kind of wondering. You know, that kid that changes universities and doesn't know what to do. This guy is stuck. This guy on H2 is stuck. So he is better. I exchange here, and I was really tempted to take on D8, and I don't know, to go for the end game. But why should I give him a tempo? Yeah. So I said to myself during the game, the end game should eventually come. Let's just play some logical moves. Let's put some pressure. Now comes the mysterious move. That's why I think maybe he was drunk or tired or something. It's not an insult, it's just an objective explanation of this move, because this move I don't understand. It just gives me a tempo. This tempo doesn't count for much, you know. I'm not gonna win or something, but still, it's a tempo. So he went to f7. I put to rook there, attacked his knight, and now he forced me to go into an endgame. And I did so, and here I was really happy. I figured out that the rooks are probably gonna get exchanged. And then I said, okay, this position, I cannot really lose, even against the GM. I have one problem piece, but I'm gonna try to solve that problem piece, solve the problem of that piece, to be more exact. And then I thought I was fine. So fine. So I went knight c4, bishop f8, rook back, and then we exchanged everything. And now I started what I planned a long time ago, solving of the problem of this piece. So my idea was advance the king, move the knight, push the pawn, and get bishop to a diagonal which can give him some life. So I started with king f1. He improved his king, I improved my king, and I continued. I need to make possible that this pawn can move. Note that I never really want to go 2 squares up, because then after e4 my bishop is kind of blocked again, and he has a pass pawn which will soon be protected. So he attacked my knight. I went back, knight c5. Now I need to be careful, because if I proceed with my plan, he has this move attacking my pawns. Then I have to go back, and he gets some initiative. So first, a prophylactic move a la Nimzowitsch, b3, controlling a4, controlling c4. Bishop h6, I'm not sure. After his next move, I figured out that he didn't like that his pawns are on dark squares, so he wanted to get rid of this bishop, but I think he should have had more faith and more belief in that piece, because from this point he can organize some movement and make that bishop useful. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, by this point, I think the endgame is already equal. But okay, f3, so it's all about this bishop. I want to give him some breathing air. He took here, which I disapprove, but what do I know? King e3, a6, slightly mysterious move. Maybe he didn't want this pawn to be hanging in the future, but I think it was unnecessary. Bishop g1, so finally my bishop is starting to look alive again. And knight e7, this move contains a threat, a check, and attack on these two spots. This square is controlled, so I need to take care of it. So I retreated with my king, attacking his knight. And now the Grandmaster blundered! He blundered here. Of course, a retreating move would have been just fine. He played king d5, protecting the knight, activating the king, but I know, it's a simple blunder. I just win a pawn. I had some brandy, I have to tell you, so I'm sorry if I'm making some grimaces or exaggerating my words, or I don't know, maybe some inappropriate comments, but I'm sort of celebrating. So there was some alcohol involved in preparation for this video. So he blundered the pawn, and now he showed high class. How did he do it? By resigning. Yes, he resigned here. And I was confused. I couldn't believe what had just happened at that moment. He resigned and showed a very high class because his resignation meant that he believed that I am capable of converting this. To tell you the truth, he might have been wrong because today I tried to win this position against Stockfish and I failed 2 times. Stockfish tricked me somehow. I couldn't win it against the computer. So the chances are that he could have survived had he played on. But anyways, maybe it was, I don't know, fate, or it was meant to be. He decided to resign and grant me the pleasure of having this experience of beating GM. Yep, it happened. This is how it happened. Nothing spectacular. I didn't play any great moves. I played my, I don't want to call it scared man chess, but my timid new style that I adopted a few months ago and had some great blitz results with it, which is funny. But what can I say? When I played attacking style, my results were worse. With this timid style, I got my greatest result ever. Yeah, a win against the GM. Yeah, I don't know. He should have continued. He would have probably saved this position. Even though computer will tell you +4, +5. But yeah. Anyway, regardless of the way I achieved it, when we take into account that the man was probably hindered by something. I don't know what is this something, but something hindered him because I'm sure that this guy can beat me 10-0 or 100-0. Maybe not 100-0, but of course, he's a grandmaster. Somehow, a miracle happened, or maybe it was an omen of good things to come. I don't know. I'm just gonna take this win. I'm gonna claim it. Have I deserved it? I don't know. Judged by the moves, maybe. Judged by the time invested in chess and pure skill and talent and etc. Probably not. But it is what it is. It happened. It happened. And I accept this event as it is. I have to. I'm a modest guy, but I have to accept this, that it happened. And yeah, had he continued, who knows what would have been the end of this story. Yeah, maybe it would be another title. I had a winning position and lost against the GM. I don't know. I just want to say I checked the profile of this man, and he's several years younger than me, and he got his title in 2013. And as I can see on his profile, he got several trainer licenses in the last couple of years. So this gives me a hint that probably he switched from a playing career to a coaching career. So he is far away from his best playing ability. So not as his at his peak. Nonetheless, I will say it for the 10th time. I take this win. And I want to thank him for being a part of my chess pot, because despite this not being a great thing for him, for me, this is something special. Okay, enough bragging. Thank you for watching. And I just want to add that I'm aware that my level is far away from a Grandmaster level. But the first step has been made. The first win against the GM. Bye.